So sometimes whenever you add buttons to a page in Canvas, things can get a little weird. Sometimes you might actually be changing the link on the button before. So I just want to show you some things to pay attention to and some ways to make changes to these buttons, because obviously when you install a template, you don't necessarily want to use everything exactly as you see it. So to help ease some frustration with making these changes, I'm going to give you some tips. So I am editing a template right now. This is a home page that has some buttons on it for different things. Now I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to click on the first button that says this week. And I want you to notice something down here below the editor box. There is some text that shows kind of what's happening in the code behind the scenes that you just may not be paying attention to. And you don't need to know a lot about HTML to understand kind of at least what to look for here whenever you're making changes to links and adding buttons and moving things around. So whenever I'm selected on this button right here, I see a P tag, which stands for paragraph, an A tag, which basically is telling you you're inside of a link. And then an image tag. So I'm on an image right now, and if I take my finger and press on my arrow key, I go in between my two images. So it looks to me, the layperson, that I've got my cursor between the green button and the blue button right now, right? So I should be able to put a space, or I should be able to do something or change a link. But notice what's going on right here. I'm still technically, my cursor's technically still a part of a link that's here. And so I want to be very careful. So I'm going to take my finger one more time and I'm going to press my arrow key to move my cursor one more time. And now notice that this P is all by itself. So right now I'm inside of a paragraph with no connection to any previous button or any previous link. And so if I did want to put a space right here now, I can. I can even put 2 spaces, right? And it's not going to affect anything. So now if I move my cursor again by using the arrow key on my keypad, now I'm a part of a link. See how it went P and now there's an A? So now I'm part of a link, and that's connected to this button. And if I move my arrow key one more key to the right, it looks like I've gone in between my 2 buttons, but nope, I'm still technically part of the link that's associated with that blue button, because it says P and it says A. If I move my cursor again with the arrow key, now I'm in a paragraph space. So I could all by itself. So now I can hit my space bar a couple times and create some space. So just kind of keeping in mind whenever you're selecting on things to kind of watch that little corner down here and pay attention to where you're at. So right now I'm connected to a link. If I move my cursor one space to the right by just using the arrow key on my keypad, now I'm in a space where I'm only in a paragraph tag, and I can add a space here and everything's fine. Okay, so that's one thing to pay attention to. Now let's say I didn't want to use this assignment button. Maybe I want to delete this button. Well, one of the things that you want to try to do when you delete a button is make sure that your cursor that's blinking on the content editor right now is blinking in a space where it's not connected to a link. So all I'm wanting to see right here is that P tag. I don't want to see the A at all, or the image tag. I want to make sure that I'm just seeing a P, and then I can come over here to files or images, and I can upload another image of something that I want to use, maybe a different button. Maybe I want to add this library button. Okay, so that's one thing to keep in mind. It's also probably easiest to just go ahead and add buttons for things and then go back later and worry about adding or changing your links. I'm going to click on this week, and I can click on the picture icon there and see that I've used dimensions of 125. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change this one to 125. And I'm going to change modules as well. Okay, and then I'm going to say update. And now if I want to come in here with my cursor again, I can just use my arrow keys. I'm in between 2 paragraphs now, no problem there. I'm going to go ahead and put a space. Oops. Yep. I think I was putting 2 spaces. Okay, So now if I want to add a link to our library site, I could do that. And I know it's okay because right now when I'm selected on it, when I look down here, I'm a part of a paragraph and I'm a part of an image, but I'm not part of a hyperlink, which would be denoted with an A. So it's fine for me now to use Command K as my keyboard shortcut to add my URL or to click my link button and add my URL. Same with modules. If I click on modules, I know I'm not connected to another button right now because I'm in a paragraph tag and I see an image tag, so I'm all good now. I can make this image a link and I can make it a link that goes to my course navigation modules. So now that I've done that, look down here. It says PA image. So now I know that this modules is linked as well. So those are just some things that might help a little bit if you feel like you've changed your links and I don't know, what happens to a lot of people is they'll change this link and it'll actually have connected it to the other links. So you just want to be careful of that. And if you're not sure, you can select all of these and hit this little icon to break a link or remove a link, and then remove them all and then go in and recreate your links if you've really got to change your buttons around. So that could be a way that might help. So just kind of keeping those things in mind will help you with any kind of images that you're linking on your course pages.